We got a couple days off. I got a couple days off, just, getting away from football during the bye week, and that felt good, but now we're back at it. So
obviously rest and rehab is important when you guys have a bye week to be able to get yourself away from football and clear your mind a little bit, but how do you guys keep momentum going when you had that 3-0 stretch and then obviously you're not practicing as much? So how do you take the, I guess, a little bit of like a mandatory pause and kind of overcome that so you can keep steamrolling what you guys did the last 3 weeks?
Yeah, part of it, we stay mentally sharp throughout that week. We're always meeting. We're still going over all the plays that we're going to be running, and even for me, like I was starting to get some Oregon film watching in just so I can be sharp heading into this week. But really, when we came back on Sunday, we had a walkthrough, and we wanted to be extra sharp and be locked in and focused. And when everyone came back, we were ready to go, and it looked like we didn't even miss a step from the prior week. So I felt pretty good about where our team is and how the focus has been this week, and we're going to hopefully just keep this thing rolling the rest of the year.
It's a matchup of competing, contrasting styles. You guys really did a good job of making Indiana play to you guys. What are keys to do that?
One, it just starts with just controlling the football. I feel like, I don't know what the exact stat is, but most of the time, the team that controls the football, the team that wins the time of possession, usually wins the football game. So, just making sure that we keep the ball in our hands. We're going to run the ball, get them out. We're going to throw the ball when we need to in certain situations, and try to keep them off balance as much as we can. But again, controlling the football, keeping our defense off the field is going to be the best thing for us.
Coach Lester said it was quite of an adjustment to throw with the brace on. I know you said you played with the brace before, but he said it was maybe causing you to have a high-low accuracy situation. Do you feel like you've gotten the accuracy situation drilled out? And then what is the adjustment to playing with the brace?
Yeah, the first couple of weeks my knee wasn't feeling 100%, so I didn't feel like I could come through on a lot of my throws. I wasn't stepping through. I was using a lot more arm. And as my knee is improved throughout the weeks and even heading into this week, I feel like I've been coming through some more of my throws, and it wasn't more the brace, it was more of just like the knee not feeling 100% during the accuracy issues at the first couple days after the bye week. So
Tim was also talking about Warren and Billy, just like what they've been able to do to watch Oregon for like a week before even talking to you guys, to get like a more fully painted picture when it's a defense that does everything that they do and has the athletes they do. Like, just how much of a benefit is that, particularly in a bye week where you need all the prep you can get?
Yeah, it's huge, and especially when we're maybe on like a Sunday or Monday at the beginning of the week, maybe Coach Lester hasn't watched that much film yet about the next team because he was more worried about the last game that we were playing. He sometimes lets Coach Warren lead some of our meetings, and then he can kind of really dissect and know everything that we're going to be facing. And by the end of the week, obviously Lester's watched enough film for the game, but it adds just a huge benefit because he can explain it in much more in depth because he's already seen it multiple times over, and it just gives them all a head start on the week. And we're already so ahead this week since the bye week, especially, but even just in weeks prior that we can end up having an off day on a Thursday that we normally do, which is different than most teams, which is really nice. So
when you guys are kind of looking back, like with Jade Montgomery, for example, like you've seen him work behind the scenes, I guess, what have you really seen him kind of flourish throughout these past 2 weeks with the opportunity that he's been given?
Yeah, I remember we came in our freshman year, you kind of sizing up everybody, and I remember I came in, I'm like, Jalen Montgomery, that's a guy who got it together just from the jump. And, he battled some injuries, I remember that first year, but, I think the biggest thing is he just was always resilient, always prepared, and always ready for his opportunity. And I think it's just awesome just to see that, he just got that opportunity, to start in his home state of Wisconsin, and he just ran with it and taking advantage of his opportunity every single day. He's a high motor guy. He shows up to practice. He practices hard. He encourages all of us around him. And I think just the biggest thing is he's a really selfless guy, and he wants to see this team win. And I think that's the same thing with Harrow. I think he doesn't, get the light that he deserves sometimes. But, Harrow's a selfless guy, and he was even helping Jaden, when that switch happened.
I know you guys treat every game the same. You want to lock in on what's important, but do you find it's better to just completely tune everything out, or it's like, hey, we know it's a primetime game, we know the stakes at hand. Yeah. Do you even minorly address it in the locker room, or is it truly just like?
Yeah. No, I think we just take it just one game at a time. I think and I always tell myself like this is the biggest game of my career. Is the next one you're about to play. And seriously, I'm just excited for the opportunity. Like a few weeks ago when we were playing Penn State. It's a game you dream about. Playing Minnesota in a blackout at home. That's a game you dream about. Playing Oregon in a blackout again. at home in Kinnick Stadium, like those are games that you dream about playing. And I think the biggest thing, you just got to soak it in. And, you might be a little nervous because obviously it's important to you, but, you just got to just take it one game at a time and just, know they're humans too. And it's just about, how good can we be and how good can we play together.
You guys didn't play Detroit King in high school,
No,
right?
no, never.
Did you know about more at all? I mean, he had quite the reputation.
Yeah, no, he had quite the reputation. I was in a program too, Sound Mind, Sound Body, and, kind of watched him develop. He's a good player. He's a tough kid, good competitor, so I'm excited to compete against him.
Sure. I know this is a little off topic. Cody White was a couple years older than you.
Yeah,
from
Walled Lake.
I mean, he had a huge moment on Sunday. What was that like, seeing a Warrior do that?
Yeah, no, it was cool. The Warriors, man, he's on the wall too, the Wall of Fame. So I think it's cool. I think he's just another guy who's just paving the way. A Big Ten guy. I think he played at Michigan State. Yeah, Big Ten guy. Just leaving the jersey in a better place. So hopefully I can one day contribute on Sundays as well.
What is Oregon
about your
do?
anticipation for a big game? Do you do anything different in terms of preparation, like visualization? Like, what's key for you going into a big game mindset-wise?
Yeah, I think I kind of try and keep the same mindset for every single game. But I think the visualization is the big thing about it with every single game. If you can't see yourself making the plays, in your dreams or as you're watching the film, then it's kind of hard to do it on Saturdays. But I wouldn't say there's any difference. I try in each week to prepare harder than I did the week before, and I try in each practice to give more, and each day to find a way to give a little bit more. So I think you just keep that mindset going, and every game kind of just figures itself out.
I mean, we're back to it. We're locked in. We're focused. We got an extra day on Sunday to kind of get that game plan going and see what they do. So that was nice to kind of get a head start on it for sure.
What does Moore do so well that's, going back to the days he was playing with Kenny in Detroit, that's made him such an explosive player?
Yeah, he's a good player. I mean, he can use his feet to create separation that can hurt you, and he can obviously throw the ball too, so we got to be prepared for both.
It's another network game, a lot of eyes. Are you guys cognizant of that? I know you kind of keep the simple thing, but these are the stages that, man, like it's kind of what college football is all about sometimes.
That is, I think it's exciting. I mean, that's what you play for. You play to put yourself in a position to have these type of games, and we're definitely very excited. And I think Kinnick's going to be rocking for sure.
Do you find it's a better strategy to just treat every game the same, or like even have a light conversation about like, hey, this is prime time, there's gonna be a lot of eyes on it, or is it just better for you guys just to completely lock in and really truly treat everything the same?
I think we try our best to treat everything the same because, I mean, every week is its own sort of thing, obviously, but the preparation has to stay the same. During the week is when you're going to win these ball games, and that's what we're focused on.
And that's what Kirk preaches all the time, doesn't he? One game at a time, don't treat any opponent differently.
Exactly, yeah. He's very much, what's the challenge at hand right now, and what can we do to best face that.
I know you just kind of said one game at a time, but with especially since how close you guys were at Indiana and then from so on a couple wins, do you feel like you guys are going in with a little bit of momentum into this one?
I mean, we're not really looking back so much as we are just focused on this opponent, but I do think they got a good team, we got a good team, so I think it'll be a good matchup.
What have you kind of seen just from looking at the film and the games they play? What have you kind of seen that sticks out to you?
Yeah, I think they can run the ball, they can pass the ball very well. They got talented players, so we got to be ready for that.
As a defense, how much are you looking forward to this challenge? And Oregon's kind of known as this like offensive brand, can you stop us type of team. How much are you as a competitor looking forward to this challenge?
Yeah, I think we're really looking forward to it because, these are the games that you kind of dream about, and having them come into Kinnick will be an awesome environment to play in.
What's it take in your experience to have success in November? This is a program that's had a lot of success in November during your tenure.
I think it's the teams that can kind of sustain the mental aspect of it. We talk all the time about not getting bored with the basics, so to speak, so you got to come out here during the week and still focus the same on the little minute details of what makes a team good.
Repping for Mason today?
Yeah, repping for Mason. He got us some shirts, so cool. Had to represent. I'm a Colts fan, but I wear it for Mason.
We won't tell anybody. You stepped into his shoes. Just 8 games in, you do a little self-evaluation after a second bye.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with how I've played. Obviously, I'm going to have bad plays. That's part of the game. But for being my first year, I'm pretty happy with it. Obviously, I got a long way to go. Need to get better. Got 2 more years after this, so I got some time to perfect my craft. Obviously, I'm never going to be perfect, but yeah, wearing this Mason, like you said, he was a great great role model for me, and now he's doing great things in the NFL. So, yeah, he was a perfect guy to learn from.
What's the biggest thing you took away? I mean, I'm sure there's a litany of lessons, but is there one like sticking point, mantra, approach, anything like that
from him?
From Mason.
Yeah, I feel like he was a great leader and like one that I inspired to be. And like I feel like he didn't give a crap what anyone thought about him. You know, like some guys you'd be like, you gotta want to get on them, but you don't know how they're gonna feel. He didn't give a crap. He was like, if you're doing something wrong, he's gonna get on you. So I feel like that he was just a bold leader. So.
What are you taking away from Bo, playing next to him for 8 games?
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky to play next to Bo. He's physical, fast. I mean, pretty much everything you could ask for in a guard. Smart. So yeah, it's been pretty awesome to play next to him, and gonna miss him next year. But it's been awesome.
Was it hard to treat this as just another game? I mean, we got us telling you how big this game is, and can you guys really do that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you don't really. I feel like that's one thing that Coach Ferentz is really good at is like we don't hype up games more than another, and you know we just treat it the same every week at practice. You know, just take it day by day. Saturday will come. We know it's going to come. We just got to worry on today's practice and today's reps, and yeah, Saturday will come and it'll be fun. Hopefully.
So family, friends, are they the same way, or do they?
I mean, of course they're a little bit different, but you know that's outside noise. Even though I love my family, obviously you kind of gotta. You know, when they're hyping it up, you just gotta be like, yeah, it's gonna be fun. You know, try and downplay it as much as I can. But yeah, they're gonna hype it up. But to us, it's just another game.
Of course, I mean, every game's a big game. I mean, we're playing the Big Ten, so every game's really important. You know, I think the environment is gonna be really, really exciting. It's gonna be sold out and lots of fun. But you know, in terms of like the magnitude of each game, we really approach each game the same. So in terms of preparation and being ready to go, it doesn't matter if we're playing UMass or Oregon. Like the level of intensity shouldn't be dictated by our opponent. So we just need to come and play Iowa football.
Where do you think Iowa's biggest advantage is in this one?
Yeah, I mean, really, I just think the way we play, you know, the effort and enthusiasm that we play with is going to dictate how this game goes. And so we got to make it sticky for them. We can't give up big plays, that kind of thing. So really, it's just the way we do things, the energy, the hustle that we play with.
You guys had a drive against Minnesota where I think Bryce got through for a TFL. You had a sack. I think that was the one where Max had
had a strip sack, and I had one on third down.
It was a hell of a drive. And I know
fun.
you move on, you go to the next thing, but how much does a drive like that tell you, like, we can be as dominant as nobody can stop us on those? Like, you'd kind of cherish that or, like, grab onto it a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, that just goes to show that we're capable of playing really, really good defense. I think that the whole game against Minnesota was a testament to that. You know, we just have to do it every single play. Obviously not every drive is going to be TFL sack, but you know, we're capable of doing that. So we got to strive for that and strive for perfection every day in practice and in the game. So really, it's just playing at the level of consistency to where we can string together drives that and play at the level that we know that we can.
Really, we feel like, you know, we always the underdog. So just having that chip on our shoulder, I feel like it always, you know, boost that energy and just knowing that we got something to prove.
I don't have any like advanced stats or I haven't tracked it or anything, but do you guys care about the line that's set on the game that the Vegas thinks is going to be the result?
Nah, you know, we never, as football players, we never focus on that. We just focus on, you know, the film and what they have done and just trying to see what we can do to combat that.
What does getting an opponent like this in Kinnick do for you guys?
I feel like it's very good because I feel like we got one of the best fan bases in the nation. So just having that there and it being their first time here, and wow, it's definitely going to be fun.
What's the confidence level in this whole running back room we've talked about? You know, there's 4 or 5 guys that could go be ones anywhere. You just have a really solid group, it feels like, across the board. Just how as you get in November where you're going to need everybody, just what's the confidence level?
It's definitely, you know, very confident knowing that we got the guys that could be able to do these things, and just knowing that we need everybody. So just keeping our foot on the pedal and just keep working.
What have you seen from Lauck as he's settled in at left tackle? You know, big shoes to fill for Mason, all that experience. Man, just he's been opening up holes for you?
I've seen Lauck. Well, he was in my class, so just seeing him be able to work, and he always had the talent. So just seeing him be able to go on the field and just show it just makes us very excited.
Yeah, KF always talks about year 3 is when it clicks for a lot of guys. Your third year, his third year, a lot of guys that are contributing this year. Can you just talk about that a little bit of just in this third year, what does click that maybe everything starts to kind of mesh together?
I really think it's just seeing the game and having a little more game experience. It definitely comes a little bit easier, and the game starts slowing down just a little bit more for you. So just having that experience really helps you.
Sure. What does it take to succeed in November? We've seen it your first couple years that this team plays a little different in November. It seems they're built for it.
Really just not being complacent, not being satisfied with what we did in the past. It's a new season coming into November, so we just got to take each game one by one, and so we start 0-0.
Yeah, it just brings the whole team juice. You watch the sideline during one of his returns. I mean, we're all just jumping around and excited, just knowing like he can change the game with one touch back there. So it really just gets us going as an offense and as a team collectively. So
yeah. What's it like so far in the second year of Tim Lester?
It's been good. Yeah, it's been good. Just continuing to take steps to progress and get the passing game going, get the running game going, to get to where we want to be as a complete offense. Every day is a battle. Every day is a step in the right direction, and we want to continue to take the right steps. So.
Sam, a couple weeks ago, talking to him, he said you set the standard in that room, and it's only your second year here, but you played a ton of football. I guess what does it mean to have that responsibility?
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like as a team we set a standard, and I just try to do my best to enforce it and to keep it in play within our receiver room, and the older guys as well. They help me as well with keeping that standard, just going 110% on the field, in the meeting rooms, in whatever way we can, just to make sure that we put ourselves in the best position to go out there and succeed throughout the week and then on Saturdays especially.
Do you remember moments or seasons where you made like a conscious choice of I'm going to be a good run blocker? Because I mean that's one of your calling cards at this point.
Yeah, I mean I feel like something clicked once I like entered the portal, and I mean I was always a physical guy, sure. When I was at my previous school as well, but just trying to find a different edge, trying to find like a way to separate myself. That came when I came here. Just trying to find a way to be a complete football player and not just limited. So, yeah, I mean, it's been awesome. Any way that I can help the team, I enjoy doing that. So.
Do your eyes get a little wide, though? There's a play at Rutgers where, like, you're lined up on the line, and it's like you got to tackle across. You're like, okay, all right, let's do this.
Nah, yeah, I mean, I enjoy it, yeah. I enjoy, like going out there and being physical and, like, it's almost like letting a lot of, like, energy out of me, a lot of, like, maybe, like, I don't know, frustration or something like that. But yeah, I mean, any way that I can help, like the guys, if it's a running back or receiver, running the ball, or just trying to help the team win. So
you've played for a few different quarterbacks, and Mark just has he's got a little aura. I mean, Sully kind of had the same thing, right? Where it's just like the dude's got a little electricity. Cool guys, I mean, what does it do when you've got that dude in the huddle?
Yeah, I mean, the confidence spreads throughout the team, throughout the offense. So when the guy taking the snaps just has complete confidence in himself and the guys around him, it spreads. So it's a blessing to have that around us.
Yeah, I think you're about a year and a half in Iowa City. I mean, I don't know, when you entered the portal from Evanston, what you were thinking, but just what have these last 17, 18 months been like coming here?
Yeah, it's been incredible. It's been great. It's been just a tremendous climb. And just looking forward to just continuing to going up and with these last few months, few weeks in Iowa City. But it's been great. It's been a true blessing. So yeah.
About kicking really long kicks last year after Michigan State. I think it was like a 57-yarder that you attempted in East Lansing. Yeah. What's different when you're 8 yards further back attempting a 66-yard field goal? What's the sight picture look like? What's your mentality?
Well, I will tell you, it looks really messed up being that far back, but. I mean, it's nothing I haven't done in practice before, though, so it's not like I'm seeing, something foreign. The only thing, I will say, when you get that far back, there's a bit of a mindset difference, just because, there's not a lot of room for, a toe ball or, a faster spinning kick. I mean, you guys were at the game, I'd assume, or, how there was the first attempt? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what, a toe-y ball would look like. It lands a little shorter, it's not as powerful. But, I mean, if you, know kicking, if you could hear the thud on the second one, I bet it would have, at least gotten there, But, I mean, that's the part that gets everybody, is you don't really, know how, small like it looks from that far back. Like, it's not really necessarily like a power thing. It's like it has to go that much straighter too, or you just gotta aim it like that much better too.
So you didn't get all of that first attempt that was?
No,
okay.
no, yeah. Matter of fact, it kind of hurt my toe a little bit. Like, that's how badly I hit it on there. But I mean, we're coached to kick the first one, even if there is a timeout, just like because maybe there's some wind there you're not feeling, which that happens a lot in our stadium. Like, what you're feeling down on the field, like your shirt might be going this way, and then up there, like the flags are going that way, you know, so it kind of depends. Like, I take my watch off usually, like during practice out there, like the wind's pretty predictable, so I have like it on. It has the wind on there and stuff, but in the stadium, I usually take it off for the game just because I don't want to be looking at it and it say one thing and then it's like doing something completely different in my ball. Yeah.
How much of a confidence booster was it that even though that first one wasn't a good kick, Kirk still sent you out there for the second try?
I mean, really, it was very confident. I mean, he knows, though. He sees it in practice. Right. Like, especially with the TrackMan data that we get, it, like, tells you a good from distance. And, I mean, you can see on film, like, if we hit, like, a 55-yarder out here, you can, like, kind of gauge how much it was good by. And then you can't really plan for, like, in-game adrenaline either. Like, it's just something you can't recreate. So there's always, like, I mean, that would probably be, like, did he say, I'm pretty sure he said something in the interview about, like
5 yards further back than.
It was like, okay, if we're being technical here, it's like 2 yards further back. But it's just like one of those where, like, all right. I mean, I was happy. I was really happy because, I don't know, it's just maybe one of those things where, like, we don't do it that often. And just for him to have the faith in me to put me out there, I mean, that was really cool, honestly.
Have you talked to KGAN at all since you surpassed him?
Yeah, he texted me, like, right after, because, I mean, it's an awkward feeling when you do that to somebody. You're like, oh, dang.
Hi, Nate. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. You know, I mean, it's friendly banter and stuff. Like,
what kind of relationship have you had with him just since getting on campus?
Just like that. I kind of look at him as, like, what he is, I would assume, like the old vet who, like, has done it all before. I mean, he's been in, like, a lot of good situations too, because, like, his, like, first 2 seasons probably weren't what he liked, but his last 2 were, like, really good. So, I mean, obviously everybody's career is a little different, but it's just nice to know that he's been through the highs and the lows, you know.
Do you lean on him a decent amount, or do you guys talk often, or?
I guess that depends, like, how you view often.
Sure.
I mean, we probably text, like, maybe, like, twice a month, honestly. Yeah. So, but, I mean, we still text, you know.
Cool. What's one of the bigger lessons that he's talked to you about, whatever, kicking, life, any of those things?
I'll say the number one thing that, like, resonated with me when he, like, or when I had lunch with him was take it, like, one game at a time. Like, he really emphasized one game at a time. We got one game seasons, just 12 times. So it's just another way to look at, like, hey, like, regardless what happened last week, it's like, it's history. You can't do anything about it. It's just another way to look at it like that.
Sure. How much has that helped when, you know, you have a game that you're not big on, and, you know, then you can roll out against Rutgers and hit 5, or you know, just how much has that mentality helped?
I mean, it's really good. I mean, I'm a big fuel the fire guy. Yeah. Like, I really, like, a lot of things, like, I feel like I've said before, maybe I have, maybe I haven't, that, like, it's harder for me to deal with success than it is to deal with failure, because when I'm, like, doing good, like, it's really hard for me. Like, it's something I worked on to not just be like, okay, let me just try to just maintain this rather than, like, keep pushing and getting better. Versus, like, if I have a bad game, like, I would go kick after the game in here if I could, honestly.